It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast for this, what is today? Today is the 25th of August, come to think about it. Of course, I'm coming to you from a studio in Forest, Virginia, right outside of Lynchburg. Today's show is brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scoot Around, and by Chillie's Cruises. Now, as I have announced several times before, I do have a guest this morning. However, as of right now, the guest has not popped into the green room. So I'm just going to go on with the show and hope that she comes in. Now, I'm not sure where she is today. On Friday, I believe it was, she was in Greece. So who knows, with Wi-Fi signals, time differences, all those kind of things, very easily. And this is not someone that I know and I'm familiar with or is familiar with us. So we could have a mismatch of information. So we'll just go on like she's going to be here and hope that she pops in before it's over with. All right. So today's show, of course, our lead story was going to be our interview, which is entitled Life at Sea, How Ladybug Travel Built a Brand Around Full-Time Cruising. I'll tell you a little bit more about Valencia here in a second. Also today, Holland America helps relocate a bull moose. I thought this was awesome. Carnival Panorama guests asked to delay arrival by 30 minutes. Adults only casino cruise adjusts perks. Hurricane Erin. Remember her? Forces reroutes in Europe. A CEO goes undercover. Royal Caribbean offers refund incentives for Utopia of the Seas guests. And Liberty of the Seas scraps St. Martin stop. That and lots more here at 11 o'clock this morning on a day which I hope was going to be a really full show, but we'll see now. Today, by the way, is National Banana Split Day. I mean, if I'm going to blow it, I'll blow it on something like that. I love banana splits. Have that quite a. Also, if I don't quite want to go the whole banana split route, I'll just get a hot fudge sundae, and I'm happy with that too. This day in history, in 1916, the National Park Service was created in the U.S. If you're a podcast person, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the fat guy. We normally do this 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Of course, we can also do special days if something happens in the world that I need to get to you folks. I'll do shows on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Same thing when I'm traveling. All right, so a couple of things before we get to the news itself. I'll tell you a little bit more about our guest that was supposed to be here this morning, who so far is not here yet. But for most people, a cruise is a once-a-year vacation. For Valencia Wallace, better known as Ladybug Travel, it's a way of life over the past year. She spent nearly 300 days at sea sailing the world aboard cruise ships while sharing her adventures with more than 105,000 followers on TikTok. So we want to talk to her about her life and why, and TikTok and how. I got all kinds of questions for us. She was recently featured in an article in the Daily Mail in London. So looking forward to, at some point in time, getting with her and doing the interview. So, and again, I'm not sure, this could all be my fault too, folks, because, I have been known. I know you guys would never expect this, but I have been known to make a mistake. By the way, the mistake I made Friday at the end of the show when I lost audio, I still don't know why. And I ran all kinds of tests this weekend. I couldn't duplicate it. So I must have done something wrong. Or I just had a complete, it's possible that I lost the signal and it kicked me off. Is a possibility too. All right. One bit of a change of scenery, news, not change of scenery, but personal items. I guess I got a couple personal items. Had I been to the eye doctor? I don't remember if I've been to. Oh, yes, I had. I announced that on Friday. Yeah, with the cataracts and the macular degeneration. I was scheduled on February the 14th to go on the MSC ship out of Port Canaveral, the Grandiosa. So Kenneth, our friend Kenneth from up in Pennsylvania, contacted me and said, hey, you need to go on the 14th day. That's what I want to do. So he booked the 14th day the week before, leaving on the 7th, which does a Western Caribbean for the first 7 days. And then the back-to-back of it is the one that I was doing, which is the Eastern Caribbean. And he made me an offer. He says, okay. He said, Robin can't go because she can't get off from work. How about you doing the other 7? So you do the 14 days, and we'll share a balcony accessible cabin. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the back-to-backs with Kenneth, much like Hot Air Tom and I did for 4 months almost. And we're going to have fun. I promise you that. Kenneth and I have been known to possibly have an adult beverage or two. Gary Older Than Dirt, I don't think he's doing the back-to-back. I think he's doing the second one, the one I was doing. Hot Air Tom and Cindy will be along on that one. They will also be staying at their place down there in Port Canaveral like the week before the 14 days starts. So have a spot to land the night before. I'll sleep on the floor or something in their condo. Hot Air Tom mentioned that about me possibly meeting Kenneth like the week before when he gets off of the gym, and I can't get away that long. That would be an extra week, which would put me gone 3 weeks with travel days, almost a month, and I can't do that again with the situation I have here at home. So that one's not going to work. But the 14-day, I've talked to the family, and that meets everybody's approval. So that's all booked and taken care of. So I'll be traveling with Kenneth on the Grandiosa. Looking forward to the Grandiosa. I've not been on the Grandiosa. Grandiosa is very similar to the Meraviglia that I've been on 3 or 4 times. So I like MSC cruises. So looking forward to it. All right, so we got to take a quick look, folks, at the weather. And not Erin. Erin's over there in Europe now. I've got a story later about that. But we have a new storm to watch, and that would be Fernand. So it is a tropical storm. Currently, it's carrying 50-mile-an-hour winds. Pressure's at 1,007 and steady. It's moving to the north-northeast at 12. It's not doing a whole lot. It should actually bear a little toward the northeast, but I don't see it. It should miss Bermuda. Of course, it's going to have some, some of the outline bands are going to hit Bermuda. It hasn't churned up enough water like Erin did to affect the East Coast all that much. It'll affect it some, but I don't see this doing much of anything other than being another tropical storm. Likewise, down south of that, where you see the yellow X, that's a tropical wave over the eastern Caribbean that's producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. The system has become less organized since yesterday. Further development is not anticipated as it moves quickly westward over the next few days. Very little chance of further development on this one, so I don't see a whole lot from that. Ferdinand, yeah, we got to watch that to see if there's any major change, because it's a tropical storm. It's already up there where, if it hits anything, it could do some damage. But at least for now, that's just something to watch and be aware of. And that's about it. So that takes care of the weather. And I see Valencia is not here yet. Too bad. I was really looking forward to that. All right, so I'll be back with today's news after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, guys, so we're going to start the news portion of today's show off, where are we? I guess we'll go straight to the moose story. I love this.
Holland America Line has partnered with the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center to give a rescued bull moose named Eland a permanent home. Orphaned as a calf, Eland was left without a facility when his previous shelter closed. With Holland America's support, Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center stepped in, providing him with natural space and expert care. His name, Dutch for moose, was chosen by thousands of guests in an online vote, tying the animal's story to the cruise line's heritage. To further support the center, Holland America has launched fundraising efforts on its Alaska cruises, including sales of moose munch, themed cocktails, and plush toys. Eland now joins other rescued animals at the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center near Portage, Alaska, where visitors can see him year-round.
All right, so I lost the story there. I'm not sure why. So the stuffed animal there, folks, that's not the moose that they rescued. That's one of the dolls, plush animals that they're selling as a fundraiser to help feed this moose that Holland America helped rescue. I just thought that was a terrific story. Okay. Not sure why it ended the way it did, but so be it. You got the important part of the information.
Guests boarding Carnival Panorama in Long Beach yesterday were asked to delay their cruise terminal arrival by 30 minutes. Carnival confirmed the adjustment will not impact the ship's scheduled 4 p.m. departure for its 6-night Mexican Riviera sailing. While the cruise line did not give a reason for the change, it may be connected to parking shortages affecting the same voyage. Carnival Conquest set sail on Friday for the first of 4 adults-only casino cruises designed exclusively for avid players. The special voyage has drawn a large number of Carnival's elite Diamond and Platinum loyalty guests, leading the cruise line to adjust some of its usual perks. For this sailing, benefits such as priority embarkation and disembarkation, early stateroom access, priority luggage delivery, and priority guest services are not available. The changes apply only to this series of casino-focused adults-only cruises. We've extended our discounts on mobility equipment rentals in Orlando and Kissimmee throughout the summer. Save on scooters, wheelchairs, power chairs, and more. These offers are valid for popular locations like Disney World, Universal Studios, and SeaWorld. Orlando mobility rentals are 15% off until August 31st. Just call Scootaround at 1-888-441-7575 and use SRN 11137.
All right, folks, just to point out, that runs through the 31st. As a matter of fact, all the summer sales that I've been promoting end on the 31st. So you need a scooter, wheelchair for upcoming travel, even though it's after August. Call and make the reservations now to save you some money.
Disney Fantasy is the latest ship to change its itinerary ahead of Hurricane Erin, canceling a call in Spain and substituting a visit to Belgium instead. While Hurricane Erin has weakened significantly, her huge size could still have impacts on cruise ships for several more days in the northern Atlantic. A total of 22 ships have now had itinerary changes for this first official hurricane of the 2025 Atlantic season. Would you downgrade for a refund? Royal Caribbean is offering Utopia of the Seas guests some unusual incentives for the August 25th sailing. Switch to an ocean view cabin for 50% refund. Switch to an interior cabin and receive a full refund, yes, even deposits. The 4-night cruise sails from Port Canaveral to Nassau and Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Would you take the money or keep your cabin?
Now, you guys know me. I'd take the money. Give me the cruise free. I don't care if I'm in an inside cabin. I'm in an inside cabin most of the time anyway. No doubt about it. I'd take the money. Drop in the comments what you do. Where am I? Oh yeah, commercial time.
We have the equipment you need to stay mobile. Whether you need a wheelchair, scooter, power chair, rollator, oxygen, or other pieces of mobility equipment, Scootaround, powered by Will, can help. Once you've booked your rental, we can deliver it to wherever you need. For your mobility needs, contact me or call Scootaround at 888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rate.
Harding Plus CEO Chris Matthews went undercover as a passenger on Princess Cruises and Carnival Cruise Line to observe the retail experience firsthand. His findings highlighted the importance of customer service and the benefits of new technology. Harding Plus now operates more than 300 shops on more than 80 ships across 12 cruise lines. Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas has dropped St. Maarten from its August 21st sailing, marking the third major change to the ship's 9-night itinerary. Guests were informed after boarding and received onboard credit ranging from $150 to $400, depending on stateroom category. The cruise was originally scheduled to visit Bermuda, Labadee, St. Maarten, and San Juan. However, Hurricane Erin forced the ship to remain in Cape Liberty, New Jersey, longer than expected, making Bermuda and St. Maarten visits impossible. Labadee had already been removed from the schedule due to ongoing local unrest. San Juan is now the only port left from the original itinerary. Royal Caribbean said the onboard credit was issued in recognition of guests' disappointment with the changes.
Please beware, folks, that Allianz has implemented a change to their cancellation policy effective March 28, 2024. The key changes in the policies are residents from Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Montana, South Carolina, and Indiana no longer have the option to cancel any time before departure. All states except New York are now subject to a 15-day cancellation window. Only New York residents can still cancel anytime. If you're interested in Allianz travel insurance or the brilliant annual policies from Allianz, give me a call 434-258-9264. We'll take care of your travel insurance before your next trip. Hey, that puts an end to the news portion of today's show. Again, I was counting on having a major interview beforehand that would have eaten up, half hour worth of time. So let's jump over and see who's in the chat room today. Also, then I'll go check and see if there has been any emails. Kenneth and Joanne are with us. I said hello to them. Mike's with us from the other side of the pond. Good morning, Mike. Bob's here. Enjoying the cooler weather. By the way, speaking of cooler weather, I did spend some time in the pool this weekend. It was nice here. It wasn't killer hot, but it was hot. The water was okay. I'd like it a degree or two warmer, but it was still suitable for me to get in. So I had 2 days of really good pool workouts. So I was very pleased about that. There's Steve with us out in Kentucky. Good morning, Steve. There's Sunny in Mississippi. Roger down in Jacksonville. Bella from X says she reposted the stream. Thank you, Bella. Appreciate that. Gretchen's with us out in Ohio. Gretchen's asking if Mike has weathered the storm yet. I'm not sure I would take it, ocean view, but I love fresh air and sunlight. Yeah. I do too, Joanne, but I've always, I've said this all along. I'm so cheap. I look at the price of an inside cabin and the price of a balcony and think, well, hell, I could take 2 or 3 cruises for what I'd pay for a balcony on a lot of ships. I take the 3 cruises, So if I got all my money back to go on an inside cabin, hell yeah, I'd be all over that. So Bob says, I would take the deal. Free cruises are the best. I completely agree. I always jump on them. Gretchen, Erin due tomorrow, but it has weakened recently. Yeah. So the winds are much less strong than heavy rain still expected. Yeah, that's what I was following on it this morning, just to check it, make sure. That's been a pretty, thankfully, the storm has not, hit hard on any landfalls. Yes, it did cause some damage along the East Coast and to the islands, but it was significantly less damage than we're used to from some of these storms, especially considering how damn big that storm was. It was humongous. So Gretchen says that's good to Mike. All right, let me jump over here and see if maybe I have an email from Valencia. No, I don't. Well, I'm not sure what happened on the signals for the interview today, so I will send her an email now and try to reschedule. Sorry about that. I hate when things like that happen, but we'll see. Again, it could have been my fault, or she had the wrong date. I'm not sure. And again, since I'm not sure where she is, and I need to have a better way of contacting her rather than just email address as well. So, all right, guys, that is going to wrap me up for today. I will be back here, of course, on Wednesday. So if I got anything going between now and then, I don't think. Not that comes to mind. I'll have to check my schedule to make sure. Because I do know that I've got another meeting coming up with I got a couple dentist appointments, and I've got to pick up my glasses when they come in, but that's still a couple weeks yet. Anyway, Kenneth says he can't see me. Gretchen says I can see him. Okay, so yeah, it blanked out there for a second, but it came back. Try refreshing, Kenneth. That might help you. It did blank out for a second on the end of one of those stories. So, all right, guys. And Gretchen says no error message. Thank you, Gretchen. Video and audio are fine, Ken. Thank you, Mike. Always nice that you guys got my back. I do appreciate that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. Think about going on the Grandiosa. We got a nice little gang of people now. I mean, a bunch more. Come on, call me. I can book them right up. Doesn't take any time at all. I think I was on the phone with Kenneth for a total of about 10 minutes. Of course, I had to call him back because that was when I was trying to use this old computer. By the way, I'm still using the old computer, folks. It's still working somehow. And it didn't seem to blank out today. That was the computer's fault. It was the story. I probably didn't fix the back end of the story. But anyway, all right. That's going to wrap it up. But anyway, join us on the Grandiosa, folks. We're going to have a nice little group there. That'll be fun. All right, guys. That's it for today. I'll see everybody next time. Hopefully I can get through another show without screwing up too bad. I kind of like it when I do that. All right, guys. Have a great Monday, a fabulous week, and I'll see you Wednesday if I don't see you before then. Have a great day, everybody. See you next time.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, so if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.